Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, girl. I wash that down just a little piece, honey. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ooh, child. Oh, hey, babe. Listen. Come on in. Come on in, honey. We got to talk about a new show. Well, it ain't new, girl. It's back for another season. It's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, girl. Y'all can tell from the title, honey. But listen, we got to get into it because shout out to the patrons, $5 tier and up. Listen, we have been getting into the watch alongs, honey. And listen, I was just gonna do the watch alongs. Well, girl, after this past week, after this week's episode, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City episode 2, cut up. Girls been acting up, okay? Girls have been acting up. I said, I am tuned the hell in. Hello? I am tuned the hell in. I said, girl, we're going to have to chat about it just a little piece. Okay, I'm going to have to breathe to the people. We're going to have to chat about it just a little piece, okay? So we're going to do that, okay? Make sure that you're liking up the video. Can I say, okay, your girl trying to do better with getting her protein into the body, okay? Girl, it's hard. All right, but girl, I'm over here drinking on this little, can you see it? It's a little dark. Can y'all see it? Okay. I'm over here drinking on this. They talking about 20 grams of protein. Girl, protein shakes is nasty. Hot key. This one ain't as bad. But girl, every time I drink it, I know I need a little piece of water to go behind it. But we're gonna try to finish it. Okay. If y'all know of some good protein shakes that y'all be out there taking, let me know. Leave it in the comments. But anyway, girl, let's get into the episode. Listen, this may be a long video. Go ahead and prepare for it. All right. We are going to start off with episode 1 because I want to go back to touch on a few things. Okay. Now, keep in mind, let me just go and say this. I know some people did not like Monica, but I'm a person that did not mind Monica. And y'all can bring Monica back. Now, granted, the girls are bringing it, okay? I won't fault them for that. The ladies are definitely bringing it when it comes to the season. But, girl, it still wouldn't have hurt if Monica was in the mix just a little bit, okay? But, that's just me, honey. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, episode 1. Lisa is standing up for the ladies' first event, right? And she's calling it Bezos. I guess it means like kisses to you or something like that. So she's doing this whole Bezos event. Now, while they're getting everything set up, they end up doing a flashback. They do a flashback to Monica and all of the chaos that it brought on last season, okay? And all I thought about was in all caps, bring Monica back. Bring her back. I thought she was supposed to be over there doing House of Villains, so it seems like she's still within the universe of Peacock, NBC, Bravo, or whatever the case is. So I won't be surprised if she somehow makes a return. Who knows, okay? But let's keep going. So Lisa over there beefing with Whitney over the podcast. So Whitney did a podcast with, I can't even think of his name, and I watched the podcast before because a lot of the people that was on Love Island USA went over to that podcast. Okay, and I believe they said he was the Bachelor at one point. Is it Val, the VO files or something like that, the VO files or whatever it is. But anywho, I checked it out, but I did not watch, Whitney's episode. But either way, it don't matter. They gave us a little piece of a flashback where Whitney pretty much called out Lisa and said that Lisa's always the villain and all of that. Like, Lisa, you do be giving villain vibes, okay? It's just what it is. You do be giving villain vibes. I feel like how Whitney felt about you in that moment, she had every right to feel that way in my personal. And she was just being honest, okay? That's just how I feel about that. But obviously, Lisa did not like that. And she got a bone to pick with her, like, BITCH. Don't be trying to go on no platform and try and play me out like I'm a bad, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a terrible person or something. Like, I don't appreciate that, okay? Now, Mary and Angie have gotten closer, which is very interesting to me because I really wasn't feeling Miss Angie. But you know what? Just a little piece, honey. Angela might rub on me in the right way, just a little piece, because I like the fact that so far she is getting to know other people and she's not coming on the show to be up the butt of Miss Lisa Barlow. Okay, because that's the real reason Lisa brought this lady onto the show. Let's be very clear about that. But I'm liking that she's taking the time out to get to know other people, and I would have never expected Mary and Angie to get close. I know that Mary said that she liked Angie at the reunion, but I thought she just said that because the girl was like, oh, you got this on your teeth or this or that. I didn't think that she really liked her. Okay, but anywho, she said she liked her. It is what it is, baby. Heather done returned. Heather is giving small teas. Heather is giving, I got Ozempic. She said, thank God for modern medicine, honey. She came in looking good. Mary said, oh, well, you look pretty and thin. But you thin. You know you thin, right? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that you know that you're thin because that's what it is that I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you're thin and you're pretty. Okay. All right. So being that Miss Mary gave Heather a compliment, Heather is like, okay, I guess we started out on a good foot because, she didn't really have some nice things to say about me last season. But, I'll take this. So, okay, cool. Shout out to Oz and Pick. Let's keep going. So we meet a newbie by the name of Bronwyn. All right. And to me, with Bronwyn, she gives me Ayan tees from kind of like Ayan vibe just a little bit when it comes to fashion with Real Housewives of Dubai. She often dresses over the top no matter where she goes. Now, I do appreciate her when they went to go do Heather's adventure in episode 2. She didn't really overdress for that. But girl, it didn't matter. When the ladies was going to the damn desert to have something to eat, you had Ayan putting on this over exaggerated outfit. Like, she does it all the time, and I do not know why she always thinks everywhere is her runway. But we'll just let her do what she want to do anyway, because that's just how she is, okay? So, anywho, we met Bronwyn. She comes in as a friend of Lisa's, and she's also over the top. Okay, I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts about Bronwyn. I'm mixed about Bronwyn. I think that she could potentially be a good addition to the show, but at the same time, Bronwyn, I see you, BIT. You are giving a little bit of flip floppy. You do give that you tell one person one thing, and then you will say something else. So you do kind of give me that vibe. But because we're only in episode 2, I don't dislike you. I'm gonna sit back and see how this plays out. And that's one thing I can say that I like when it comes to this cast. I feel like a lot of the cast, like, you like them and you can't stand them at the same time. It's not really one person that you're just really sold on. Like, I love this person. Now, if I had to choose, though, who would be at the top of my list as far as who I like, I think it would be Mary. I think it would be Mary, especially the way Mary showed her in episode 2. Okay, I think it would definitely be Mary. But let's keep going. We also meet another newbie by the name of Britney, and she happens to be really good friends with Miss Heather. Okay, so we're gonna learn more about Britney, and girl, Britney is giving a piece of Unhinged. Britney giving, girl, should you be on this show? Like, we let me know. The B and the B, Bronwyn and Britney. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. So Meredith is over there talking with Bronwyn. Then Britney comes over and calls Bronwyn's outfit a costume beach. Girl, I chuckled. Oh, I like your little costume. I like this costume. Mary said, we don't do that, girl. That is not a costume, baby. We do fashion over here. Okay, get that together. All right. So then Britney, in my head, I was like, I don't know, girl. Like, let's keep watching. It's given she don't have good social skills. Okay. So Mary speaks on her family not having much. I think she started talking about her closet and how she got all of this stuff. And I think the girl tried to say that she was a hoarder. And then Mary said, BIT, don't do that. Like, I'm not a hoarder, girl. I like fashion. I have a lot of collectible items and things like that, girl. It's giving high fashion, okay? But let me get you together, all right? Because when I was younger, my family, that we didn't really have much. We didn't have a lot, or whatever she was saying. So when she starts speaking on them, I guess not having much or something like that, Miss Britney equated that to being poor. And Mary was like, bitch, did I say that I grew up poor? I didn't say I grew up poor. I just said that we didn't have much or something like that she said. That had me hollering, okay? Britney tried to relate so hard to Mary, talk about she grew up poor and how she had to stuff rolls and shit in her purse. And Mary said, No, Mary had me chuckling, okay? She's like, who the hell is this? Who is this bitch? Who asked her to be here? Because she don't read the room. She does not. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's not my cup of tea, okay? And then you over here putting rolls in your purse, girl. I would never do anything like that. Or are you talking about hiding food? Really? Girl, Mary was wearing Britney out. Britney says, well, baby, if you grew up poor, you'd understand. Child, Mary looked at that bitch and just looked at her and said, I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna go or whatever. And Mary was like, let me get the hell off, bitch. This is my cue. Because I'm really gonna say something to this. And I ain't even here for all of that right now. Like, I don't know what this lady got going on, but let me get the hell from around her, period. Okay. Britney, baby, when Mary got up, Britney said, I think I may have offended her. Child, you need to be worried about offending Bronwyn as well. But let's keep going. So Whitney tells her she has no problem And no, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. So anywho, Whitney attends the event because her and Lisa are not really on good terms, but Lisa said, you know what, it's the all cast event, I'm gonna send an invite to Whitney anyway, we're gonna see if she comes. I don't believe that Lisa was expecting Whitney to show up, but Whitney said, hey girl, I'm here, I gotta get all my checks, we just moved into a new house, I am here, I'm in the building, what's up girl, what's good. Now when she got in the building, Meredith saw her, damn near stopped, I'm sorry, not Meredith, Lisa saw her and damn near stopped in her tracks when she saw her, but she never said anything. So Whitney just went around and spoke to people. And so somebody asked Lisa, like, did she speak to you? She was like, no, it's so rude, but we'll have a conversation with her later about her rudeness. And I'm like, you do know that it's okay for you to go over there and say hey to her too. One, I understand she's entering a space, but this is also your event, so y'all really could have met in the middle on that. I understand how you feel, but let's not, because I had to rewind and watch, and I saw how other people walked in and you approached them. So why not just say, hey, Whitney? Okay? See, this is the little stuff that I don't be liking about Lisa. Lisa be getting on my nerves with that. Like, it's okay for you to walk up to other people and say, hey, you saying hey to Whitney is not going to kill you. You gave her an invitation. She showed up. And yes, she walked in and she may not have said anything. Maybe she didn't want to interrupt you because you was in conversation or whatever. But you still could have just said, hey, girl, thanks for coming. And just could have kept it pushing. But anywho, whatever. She gonna make herself the victim in this too and be like, oh my God, Whitney, you didn't even come in and speak to me at my event. Like, wham, 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 wham. So anywho, when Whitney gets into the event, she eventually makes her way over, or at least Meredith makes her way over to Whitney and starts talking to her because Meredith is feeling away about Whitney doing bath bombs. She made an announcement at the reunion that she was going to be doing bath bombs, and then next thing you know, she sees Whitney start doing bath bombs too. Now, I don't know, it is making me think of the Karen Huger when Wendy was over there doing the whole candles, and then Miss Karen decided she was going to do candles, and she ended up doing a 1 wick or 3 wick. I think she did 3 wick big candles or whatever like that. Listen, I need people to stop acting like there is not room for everybody to do, to have the same thing. Like, it's okay if y'all are on the same show and y'all have the same products. They may be different types of products, or maybe y'all can figure out a way to collab and do some type of collaboration. Meredith, baby, you have typically been my fave for the most. Well, I ain't gonna say my fave, but kind of my fave in a sense. You know what I'm saying? On the show for many a seasons, because I like how you wasn't backing down, you didn't give a damn and stuff. But this little energy that you're giving Whitney right now, as much as Whitney may have gotten on my nerves in the past, I'm not really featuring it. It's given that you don't have much of a storyline for real, so you want to use this bar mitzvah as an excuse to bring something to the people, and then this issue that you have with Whitney over some fucking bath bombs. Girl, if you're gonna do them, just do them. Okay, and honestly, what kills me is if that was your idea and that was your plan, you should have hurried up and got it out and up and running before you opened your damn mouth, in all honesty. But then you're mad at Whitney because Whitney didn't say too much about it. She was quiet and she made a move and it's out there. Like, how you let her get her product out there before you? And then with her product coming out there before you, it does make me question if Whitney already had this in the play and a part of her plan long before you ever said anything. Now, granted, maybe she could have told you, hey, I know how sensitive you can be about different things. So I just want to let you know that I too am coming out with a bath bomb line. Like, did you want Whitney to tell you that? It don't matter. If that's what you want to do it. Okay, yes, tell her if you may have felt the way about it, but let's not make it this big over exaggerated situation. Like, let's not. It don't got to be all that, in my opinion. Okay, Meredith feels like it's an attack on her, and I just don't agree, y'all. Y'all can try and help me understand that in the comments, but I'm like, how is this an attack on you? I don't, and I think this is where sometimes, and this is one of the things that irritates me with Lisa. Sometimes people really think out of all of the hours of the day that you're sitting around thinking about them. Sometimes people think out of all of the hours out of the day that you're sitting around trying to figure out how to plot on them. Like, girl, move around. Okay, now unless later on in the season we learn that Whitney did this out of spite, then maybe my thoughts will change. But in this moment, I don't agree with Meredith, y'all. I really don't. I'm just like, girl, you just trying to make this the issue because you know that Lisa has an issue with Whitney. You know that Heather has an issue with Whitney. Now it's about to be damn near most of the cast got an issue with Whitney. So I guess let's keep going. So Whitney tells her, no, here go Meredith. You know, I don't like that you're doing your bath bombs. Like, what is that about? Like, I told you that I was doing that, and then you do it before me. Like, what is that about? Like, what is your issue with me? Like, what's going on? Like, what's your issue with me? And Miss Whitney's like, well, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you at all. Like, you know what? I think that you're just reading too much into this. Like, it's just something simple that I wanted to do. I've been doing it. I did it a long time ago. Well, you never told me about it. You never had that in my store. Well, I didn't think that it would make sense to have bath bombs in a jewelry store, but you think it would be okay for you to have like lotion and stuff like that, other skincare products in a location? Whatever it is, regardless of when she did it, girl, it ain't ever got to be that damn deep. Okay? And then meanwhile, we flash to you with your damn kids, and you just now trying to figure out your ingredients for a fucking bath bomb. Like, girl, I would have expected you to be halfway done. So the fact that you're having to figure out your ingredients leave me to believe that whether Whitney is lying about having them a long time ago or not, she still may have had it in rotation before you did. Anywho, child, let's keep going. So they bring up reality Bontees. That's what I'm saying. Y'all still talk about Monica, might as well bring her back. Okay. And she felt like Whitney was holding her accountable for the things that Monica did. Well, I'm wondering if it was just Whitney that was doing that. I feel like it wasn't just Whitney doing it. I think it was a few people that was doing that, because wasn't you trying to befriend Monica? Wasn't y'all like, you was okay with Monica until you eventually learned out like what it really was, like who she really is or whatever? So Whitney says that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I feel like you aren't the only person. I feel like if anybody was really trying to hold folks accountable for something that, connected to Monica, I think that would be Heather and that would have been Lisa. I can't really recall that really being Whitney. So what is it's giving fake beef. But y'all let me know. So while they're talking, right, Angie looking for a moment so motherfucking bad, and I could not take it, because I'm like, Angie, you knew how long you had this scroll. You knew how long you was going to want to have a moment. Why you didn't go catch Meredith a long time ago? You wait until the cameras is on Meredith. Whitney is talking to her about her issue. You intrude and damn near push Whitney ass out the way, just so you could come in and try and interrupt her and tell her that she had a lot of stuff to say about you and you want her to apologize for this, that, and the other. And she's like, well, girl, what am I apologizing for? Like, what is you really talking about? And then you pull out a whole fucking scroll. And like, you was looking for such a moment so bad, Angie, and you actually looked like a fucking fool in that moment for me. And whatever you thought that it was going to give with these props and stuff, and you thought you was going to be making a moment, it didn't really give that. It actually made you look embarrassing to me. Okay, it did not give that, because everybody knows how much you were reaching for something. Girl, Meredith was like, girl, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, but let me tell you what was a little funny. It was a bit funny that Meredith thought she was going to go over there and get all up in Whitney SHI about some damn bath bombs. But Miss, what's her name? Miss Angie came over there and got all up in your shit. Okay? You thought you was finna get in Whitney shit about something, but Angie got over there in your ass about something, you didn't see it coming. Now that right there was a key, just a little piece. I wasn't laughing at the scroll and the approach, because that was lame. It was more so Meredith's reaction to like, oh no, this then yeah, you ain't see that coming, huh? Anywho, child, the ladies hanging around and stuff, and then at some point, Lisa highlights the fact that she didn't like some that Whitney said on the podcast, and they got some stuff they got to sort out, but they end up going to have dinner, and this is when hell breaks loose, right? So Bronwyn and Whitney bond over having older husbands and stepkids that are adults, okay? So they finna bond right out the gate with that. Angie still wants an apology, right? But Meredith is like, bye, baby. Okay, bye, baby. She's over there talking to Meredith like, girl, you sat up there and told them that they need to come and take my home from me or whatever like that. When, girl, you over there renting, bitch. Okay, I scoot back, because let me tell you something. You over there renting. You could never say shit about a BIT that's owning her stuff. Hello? I own my home. How about you? Exactly. Yeah, so next time, keep my name and my family name up out your mouth. How about that? Okay, but you can give me an apology. Meredith was like, girl, I'm so done with you, baby. It don't even matter, because guess what? Give you an apology for what? For what, honey? Get what you finna exact, girl. I'm not finna apologize to you. But you can stop talking to me though. That's what you can do, girl. It was just hilarious, okay? So then Bronwyn trying to get her to move on. She's like, okay, but can we agree that we not go back to the past and that we just like move forward and move on? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Yeah, but I just want this. Oh, no, don't you ever try and front me on my house being rented. I'm on my house, okay, and think that somebody need to come snatch my home up to get back at me or whatever the case is when you're a renter. You don't know nothing about these owner teas over here. So you better get your girl, okay? So that's what was going on, okay? And Bronwyn had me chuckling because Bronwyn was just like, you still talking about it, girl? We trying to move. You still talking, girl? We trying to move on, honey. So Lisa and Whitney. Lisa thinks the podcast was about her and not Whitney. Okay, so they talk about the podcast. She's like, "Girl, you spent your whole podcast talking about me." And Whitney's like, "Girl, what podcast? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was over there for like 2 hours. Like, what are you saying? Like, what part was about you? Like, I didn't talk about you all the time, Lisa. I wasn't talking about you the whole time, Lisa. What are you talking about, girl?" She was asking Lisa to be direct. But Lisa wasn't trying to be direct about what specifically was said by Whitney that made her feel away. So it gives me that it didn't matter. She didn't want you to speak on her at all. Don't say nothing about her, basically, okay? Whitney thinks that she's self-absorbed. I agree 1,000%. All of Lisa's friends say this about her. And what kills me about Lisa, she always wants people to listen to her, but she never wants to listen to others. So Whitney asked her what part was she speaking on that offended her, but she would never say it, okay? Whitney says it's hard for Lisa to hear from her friends when they disagree with her 1,000%, because that's what she ends up doing it to Angie in episode 2 when she gets up off the table because she didn't want to hear what she had to say because Angie wasn't on the same page with her. Okay, so then she goes on. So then goes on to say, if she doesn't kiss every part of her asshole, like I just feel like if I don't kiss every part of your asshole, then I'm just not being a good enough friend to you, baby. I said, come on, Miss Witt, talk about it. Talk, girl, talk, because that's what it's giving. I said, baby, I don't care. I don't care about now. Whitney did last year. They probably got on my nerves. I am here for Whitney in this moment. I am here for Whitney in this moment because I feel like in earlier seasons, they used to talk to Whitney any kind of motherfucking way. And I'm like, Whitney, have a piece of a backbone, just a little bit. So I love that she ain't finna just let these talk to her no kind of way anymore. Like, yeah, if I'm not kissing every part of your asshole, then I'm not a good enough friend for you. Basically, you like yes friends. You like just that's gonna sit up there and kiss you, say, make you seem like you're Miss Perfect Patty that you're not. Sorry. Okay, you can call out everybody else and what they're doing wrong to you, but don't want to hear when you're being wrong to others. Get back up off. Don't put your hands on me. Scoot back, girl. Scoot back up off me. So Whitney tells her that she doesn't let things go, and she's still talking about it this week. And then she said, talking about who said that? No. And Whitney said, well, girl, listen, I'm not telling you anything. How about this? Okay, how about you tell me the lie that you felt that I told, and then we'll get into that. And Lisa said, B.I.T., we ain't talking about nothing, because let me tell you something, what I want to focus on, because I'm deflected like a motherfucker right now, I want to focus on which one of these B.I.T.s at this table told you what, because let me tell you, I only told 2 bitches. Okay, I only told Heather and I told Angie. So who said what? It did. Whitney said, "Well, girl, I'm not telling you, honey. We're just gonna be at a standoff. That's what we're gonna be at a standoff until you get your stuff together. And when you let me know what I need to know, then I'll let you know what you want to know." And then Heather said, "Well, girl, let me just butt in because we're gonna be here all day. Listen, I didn't tell that. Okay, I didn't tell her motherfucking thing. Okay." And then Lisa said, "Angie, did you do that? Did you tell her that?" Angie said, "Girl, tell her what." Girl, I'm over here trying to sip on my little stuff over here, girl. What I had told her? Okay, I'm trying to give you a little piece of this protein shake. What is you talking about, honey? So, Lisa said, our conversation this week, did you tell her about that? What part? And Meredith said, well, obviously she told her. Obviously. These ladies been cutting up. Obviously she did. If you got to ask what part, there it is, honey. Okay. So then Angie came out. She was like, yeah, I did tell her a little bit of what was said. Okay. I did tell her just a little bit. So then when she learns this, Here goes Miss Lisa playing victim a bit more, because the conversation is one about the lies that you felt that Whitney told that you're not answering. Number two, Whitney did clock the tea about you feeling away this week. Yes, I feel like Lisa should front her friend Angie on what she told Whitney, because it's like, if I tell you something in confidence, I don't want you telling her, because I didn't say you could share that. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it was the way she responded. I feel isolated, and I'm like, here we go. Here we go with the wording. Here we go with the words now. Here we go, making yourself seem like you the victim and people is doing stuff to you. Woe is me, girl. Stop that. When you know you on a reality show and you know it's been plenty of times y'all all have told each other stuff that the other person has told you, okay? What it really is, because in my opinion, it really ain't got nothing to do with what was told to Whitney. It's more so you feeling away and being surprised that Whitney and Angie are getting closer. And you don't want Whitney to really have no friends. You feel isolated because you want Whitney to be isolated. And that's just how I'm reading the situation for me, okay? So Lisa pissed, okay? She pissed at Angie for sharing the tea. But what I feel in this moment is, yeah, Angie, you probably shouldn't have told her. Like, Angie tried to say the reason I told her this is because I was hoping that she would know that she should, one, how it hurt Lisa, and if she needs to give her an apology. Like, I said this so she can know how Lisa is feeling and so she can offer her an apology. And at first I was like, yeah, but when I watched it the second time, I said, wait a minute, Angie. I said, no, that's not how that seemed. It seemed like you just told her the tea to tell her tea because you're becoming a good friend with her and you're sharing information. It didn't seem like, I didn't see that part. Maybe I overlooked it. I didn't see the part where you were telling Lisa she should have the conversation with, I'm sorry, I didn't see the part where you told Whitney she should have the conversation with Lisa. If anything, it seemed like you were supporting Lisa. I'm sorry, again, supporting Whitney and how she felt about Lisa. So I don't know, Angie. I don't think you was being 100%, okay? So anywho, all in all, I will say this. I do like that Angie is getting to know other people outside of Lisa. And that's what Lisa's not going to be able to take. A lot of times that's what happens. They bring these friends on the show and they only want these friends to be their friends. And when they get to know other folks, they get mad about it. That's because you're bringing them on the show to be a pit bull for you. No. So anywho, so Lisa being dramatic, throwing glass. Now see that? You was looking for a moment, girl. You was looking for the same moment that Angie was looking for when she was talking to Meredith. And so you grabbed the glass and you threw it on the ground when there was absolutely no reasoning for you to throw it on the ground. What was that gonna do? Who were you threatening? Who were you scaring? Why would you do that? You set up this nice dinner for everybody to be together, and then you take one of the glasses from the event that you're hosting and you throw it on the ground. Like, girl, go away. You was doing too much. Too much. It was also giving, let me hype this up and make this bigger than what this is so that we can show them that we don't need Monica on this show. I don't want her to ever return, so let me give them too much and make it seem like it's really that big of a deal because we don't want her here. Okay. So Whitney says she's not a liar. She didn't appreciate it. Heather starts laughing, and then everybody starts calling her out. Not everybody, but Meredith called her out about the lies she's told on her. Heather called out the lies she felt she told on her. You got Lisa calling out the lies that she felt she told on her. So everybody's getting in Whitney's ass about the lies that she's told. But see, the thing be though, it don't really be, in my opinion, that Whitney really be lying on y'all. It be Whitney getting tea from other people and how she relays the information to y'all, right? That's what it be. I mean, I don't think Whitney made up a rumor about Lisa cheating on her husband. I think she heard that through the grapevine, and then she came and she told her what was said. But it's easier to be upset and dump on Whitney because y'all see her as weak, in a sense. I can't remember the Meredith situation, but I do believe some of the stuff that Heather and Meredith was referencing was old. Like, girl, it's old. Like, y'all still talking about this? Okay, but anywho, they was eating her up. She said she don't lie. And they was like, girl, you do lie. You lied about this, you lied about that, you lied about this, you lied about that. And honestly, everybody at the table is a liar, okay? So anywho, but at the end of the day, for me, I love the I don't give a fuck energy that Whitney was giving, okay? She, first of all, she was like, girl, this is too much, though. Y'all doing too much. And then Angie said, girl, this is a bit, like, this gang up. Like, it's a lot going on. And then Whitney said, yeah, it's a lot, huh? I'm like, girl, I don't know. Because, I mean, it looks like a lot the way that they edited it. But at the same time, I don't think they intended for them to gang up on you. I think they were just calling you out on your shit. You know what I'm saying? But or whatever they felt your stuff was. But either way, loving the I don't give a fuck energy by Whitney. Whitney asked Heather, I'm sorry, not Heather. She asked Lisa, like, girl, would you like to meet the new healed version of Whitney? And then Lisa said, yeah, I actually would, baby. She put that finger up and said, F you, Lisa Barlow. Okay, and Lisa said, oh, well, you can go. She's like, girl, gladly. I'll get the fuck about this mother. It don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean nothing to me because what you was not gonna do, y'all not gonna try me no more. You bitches not gonna sit up here and try and bully me no more. Y'all not gonna try to do none of that shit y'all thought y'all was gonna do before, girl. Okay, I'm not having it this season. I'm on you bitches' head. So what's up? What's up? You ain't finna guilt me into feeling no kind of way about nothing, girl. F you. Okay, I'm not taking y'all no more. I said, I know that's right. I was here for Whitney. I said, okay, Whitney. Okay, girl. Now we about to get into episode 2, so make sure you guys are liking up the video for me. So episode 2, we see Lisa riding with Bronwyn, and then she gets a call from Angie. Angie is still in her feelings about the things that happened the night before, so she's like, listen, girl, can we link up, have something to eat, talk this stuff out? And Lisa said, girl, I'm out here running errands, honey. Can I give you a call later? See, when she did that, I didn't think that Lisa was going to meet up with her, but she does meet up with her, okay? Bronwyn tells Lisa that she wasn't wrong for anything that she said or did when it came to Whitney and stuff that night. So she felt like she wasn't wrong at all. She even cracked jokes about Whitney and how Whitney responded and reacted to her as if it wasn't a good thing, as if Whitney was whack for that or whatever the case was, right? So they pick up Heather. Heather, Lisa, and Bronwyn go for a Wendy's trip. Now, Lisa really tripping about this podcast. She's still mad about that, right? She also mad at Angie for telling Whitney what happened. And she really mad at Angie for being friends with Whitney. So she says she is going to go link up with her and see what she has to say for herself, okay? Heather is thinking that they did gang up on her. She said she sat back and thought about it and I was like, dang, did we really just sit up here and gang up on Whitney? Like, did that really happen? And of course, Lisa didn't feel like they did, and Bronwyn didn't really feel like they did either. Bronwyn started talking about Whitney and how she had tears coming out her eyes, and then starts mimicking her, saying, "Do you want to meet the heel version of Whitney?" and yada yada yada, and blah blah blah. So this is what Bronwyn was saying, talking her little stuff. So Heather clocked that tea. So Heather was like, I don't know about her, girl, because listen, I'm not too keen on people that be coming on shows and don't really know nobody for real, but you got so much to say. Okay? Girl, you new to the group and you got so much to say to the people. So she on Bronwyn's ass, okay? Excuse me, y'all. So that's what's going on with that. That's going to show up at a later time when Heather has to check Bronwyn. Now, Meredith and her husband, they go to a cooking class. It was cute. She lets him know she wants to get bar mitzvah. And I feel like she's having like a midlife crisis or something. I don't know, but this late in the game, she's decided to do it. Whatever it was, the husband is supporting her. He cries about it, so they're good. This is going to be Meredith's storyline outside of creating issues with Whitney. Okay? But let's move on. Angie and Lisa meet up. So Angie tells Lisa that she felt like the ladies were ganging up on Whitney, okay? And I don't know, I kind of felt like, yeah, it ended up being a gang up, but I don't really think that's what their intentions were originally. So, I mean, I guess. Anywho, Lisa wanted to get straight to the point on why she would be sharing info with her enemy, basically. So while Angie over there talking to Lisa about the whole gang up, she's like, yeah, girl, I want to hear about all that shit. This is why I really came to sit down with you, because this is what I thought that you was trying to sit down with me for. Okay, why the hell would you go and tell Whitney what it is that I said? Like, why would you do that? So Angie's like, well, girl, I mean, we do share a lot of stuff, but I didn't know that was something that you was only sharing with me exclusively and didn't want me to go back and tell her. Like, I only told her because I figured if I let her know, she would turn around and offer you an apology once she knows how you're feeling about stuff. And I'm like, lies. I don't think that really played out like that, Angie. I don't think it was really giving that for real, okay? Angie says she feels like she's always trying to prove how good of a friend she is to her. Listen, that is so actual factual. I do not care. Okay, Whitney said the same thing. Here it is, Angie saying the same thing. I feel like Angie was giving those teas and those vibes last season. Like, for me, yes, I do feel like Lisa always wants her friends to show up like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with one of your friends to have your back and support you. But, I mean, she often wants them to act like she's perfect and without fault, to me. So Angie thinks that Heather was trying to prove to Lisa too. Just a little bit, okay? Because didn't Lisa say years ago that she didn't even know who the hell Heather was? When they was supposedly went to high school or college together or whatever it was, and then I think we ended up realizing that Lisa did kind of know who Heather was or whatever. You didn't like that. Then all of a sudden, when Lisa and Meredith on the outs, I think Lisa and Heather kind of got cool or whatever, and then now here you are, like it is giving you trying to prove yourself a little bit too. But I do feel like Heather really was pissed off with Wendy though. I mean with Whitney. So if she was gonna say something, it was really based on how she felt. So I did agree with Lisa on that. Lisa was like, she did that because that's what she wanted to do. That ain't have shit to do with me. Don't try and put that on me. Like if she felt like she needed to prove something, that was on her. But she already had an issue with Whitney. So there's that. Now, Lisa says that she wants Ange to stop trying to convince her to think like her and listen so they can move on. This is what she said in the confessional. And I said, girl, you need to follow your own advice. Please, okay? You want her to stop trying to convince you to think like her when I feel like that is the same thing you do with your friends. And y'all can't really move forward. Okay, because you feel like you're not being heard, and typically that happens is because you're not fully hearing out the first person. As they're talking, you like to cut them the hell off and only get your point across, as if your point is the only one that matters. And then you want to get up and walk out of the scene. Girl, go away. I don't have time. So Angie thinks Lisa just wants yes people around her, and I agree. Lisa doesn't like Oh yeah. I pretty much said it. Like Lisa just don't like to listen to them, but she loves to talk and run off. Lisa's full of SHI, in my opinion, and it's really not about what Angie told Whitney. It's more about her being friends with Whitney. Let's get to Bronwyn. Okay, Bronwyn and her husband are trying to get their house in order so they can finally invite the girls over to the house. The girls be trying to link up with Bronwyn, but Bronwyn be like, "Ooh, baby, let's go link up at a cute restaurant. How about that?" Because her house ain't put together. I actually love to see that her house wasn't put together. I think I expected her home to be all put together because they're rich and they got all this money. And they're in this house and nothing is really in its place. Like they go into the kitchen area and the shit is bare as hell. I love that. I don't know. I felt like, I love that. She didn't go and try and rent no pieces or do nothing to try and make it seem like her house is more glamorous than what the hell it was. Like, I did kind of appreciate that. I'm like, okay, show us the real. You ain't got shit in this big ass house. Okay, but you're working on it, and that's cool, okay? Anywho, so that's what's going on with them. Heather and Whitney link up. Whitney says she felt ganged up on. Heather says that they were just trying to let her know that she was a liar while she's saying that she's not. Heather says Whitney acts as if she doesn't give a fuck about her friendships. But y'all mad at old stuff though. And it's not that she don't care about her friendships, it's that she don't care about this shit you just talking about. And some part of me don't even blame her. Like, girl, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody, feel away and have a great day. Okay. Whitney wished Heather would have stood up for her. And it's like, it's hard to stand up for her if y'all are not in a good place for real. You said that y'all weren't y'all, like you tried to say something like, I don't know what it was she said, but it had me questioning, like they're the best of friends, but something she tried to say, it was giving Tia Mowry, whatever she tried to say about her sister, but girl, it's not really showing that on the surface, like what's going on. It was something like that. So either way, you knew that you and Heather were not in a good place. Okay, so why would you think that Heather was going to stick up for you about anything? Come on now. So Whitney does believe that she has some things to look at. So if everybody's telling her kind of the same thing, she said she can admit that there's something that she needs to look at and consider as she moves forward with navigating these friendships, right? There's that. Whitney tells her about a trip that she wants to take to Milwaukee. She was going to invite the girls, but being that most of the people aren't feeling her, she don't even know if she should. She said if she were to go, she would only invite Bronwyn and like Angie or something, right? And so when she learned that, so when Heather learns that, oh, invite Bronwyn, so you cool with Bronwyn? She was like, yeah, we linked up and, we went out and da-da-da-da, whatever. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, I like her. She's cool and she's supportive. And Heather is like, okay, hello, are you sure? That's cool because this lady didn't really have no nice things to say about you, but I ain't gonna say that right now. I'm gonna hold on to that tea so I can clock her in her face, okay? All right, but if that's what you like, cool. How about this? Let me plan the adventure for the group. Try to get everybody in a better place. And from there, we'll go ahead and make plans to do your Milwaukee trip. So, of course, Whitney agrees, and that is the plan, okay? Let's get to Heather and Britney because they go and hang out. So Britney speaks as they're walking up to the tennis court. Catch this. Britney speaks on her mom being a tennis snob and how her parents built a tennis court in the backyard because HOA and whatever else they said, they ended up building one. So then my question went to, so was you poor or was you not poor? Because if your parents is building a damn tennis court in the backyard or wherever they are on their property, it's given that you wasn't poor. So my question is, did your parents do this after the fact, after you were grown and out the house, or did they do this when you were younger? So which one is it? I don't know about Britney. It's giving liar, pants on fire. But we shall see, okay? So she lets us know that Jerry's fiance started dating her ex-husband. So that's how they got together. Her current man's ex-fiance and her ex-husband got together. And so she decided to go and date that girl's ex-fiance, okay, which is Jared Osmond. She lets us know that they've been together for about 8 months, but they done broke up about 16 times. And I'm like, okay, I should have known then that this wasn't a real relationship. That y'all are breaking up 16 times. See, it's probably given that he ain't talking to your ex, and you just process that as a breakup, okay? I guess, honey. But let's keep going. So Heather says her life is good because, of course, Britney brings up her, and a man, because, of course, Britney values men over anything and she really wants that love and that relationship, okay? So Heather says, girl, my life is good, bitch. I done got my pounds down. I done got my weight down with this body fat, and I done also got my weight down with these niggas, okay? So if you think that I'm finna bring one into my life, stress me the hell out, and add that weight back onto my body, but you got me messed up, girl. I am in a good place. I'm making good money. My kids is doing good. I'm looking good. Business is good. Girl, I'll be a motherfucking fool, okay? It's giving fuck 'em and duck 'em. All right, that's all I'm trying to do. And peace the hell out, girl. I ain't gonna come disrupt my life like he over there disrupting yours, girl. No, ma'am. So meanwhile, Britney over there talking about how she values her relationships, or at least these men, more than she should, okay? And admits to sacrificing her kids for a man. That is sad. I feel like it's contributed to the self-esteem about yourself. And I would love to know the true dynamics of you and your parents and your upbringing, because you're saying that you're poor, but then it sounds like your parents had money. So which one is it? Okay. But also, when Heather comes to us and break down how the Mormon lifestyle is supposed to be, it makes sense also why she would put a man before her children, unfortunately. Okay. So Bronwyn goes to get her hair done at Angie's salon. So they talking, okay? She talked with Angie about the other night, and she says she does believe that Whitney thinks that she has to do anything Lisa wants to, like, maintain that friendship. She said, Bronwyn said she could see why Whitney says that. She believes that Whitney thinks, listen, girl, that means you see this too. Angie feels that way. Whitney feels that way. Bronwyn, you slick feel that way too. And ain't no telling who else feels that way. I feel like Meredith felt that way or feels that way. Because I don't think their relationship been the same in a minute. So, Lisa, as much as y'all are telling Whitney a lot of stuff about herself that she needs to work on, there are things about yourself that you too need to work on. Okay? There's that. So she said she didn't like the kiss. Oh, she gonna tell me, so she didn't like when Whitney said, the thing that I didn't like though, like I didn't like when she was like, oh, kiss my ass or whatever, and she started stomping out or whatever. I mean, like, I don't think that was a cool thing, but it's okay. I'm gonna talk to Whitney about that myself so that she can, to help her figure out a better way to handle those type of things. Bronwyn, you a liar, baby, just a little bit. Because when you talking to Whitney, you make it seem like it's so hilarious and it wasn't that big of an issue. Like, oh my God, did she practice this? You made it like it was funny. You didn't make it seem like you had a problem. At least they didn't cut to the fact that you told her like she was wrong for that. Okay. So they spoke on Britney and Bronwyn, and they spoke on Britney, and Bronwyn says that Britney is all over the place. And when Angie tells her about her talking about her outfit being a costume or whatever, Bronwyn ended up calling her stupid and dumb. Okay, so she felt the way about that. She says women like Britney are the reason she can't have good female relationships. I disagree, because all women that you come across are not a Britney, in my opinion. I feel like you are the reason that you cannot have good female relationships. I don't think that's Britney. I think that Britney may be one of the women that you've come across in your past that makes you feel a way about women like her. But to group all women in the same category as though they act like Britney, I disagree. If you can't have good female relationships, I personally feel like that's you. Possibly because of you. Okay. Um, unless you just keep attracting the same type of folks, then again, what's going on with you? All right. So Heather's great adventure. We get to Heather's great adventure. So we do that. Once the adventure is over, Britney makes an announcement. Girl, why Britney stood her ass up there like everybody gives a damn about her and Jerry? She stands up, gives an announcement about Jared asking her to be his girlfriend, and he made it IG official. And you know, Miss Bronwyn still pissed. She's still pissed with Britney and her talking about the costume. So she ready to lay into her ass anyway, okay? So she over there like, girl, really? Because from the IG post that I saw, he actually labeled you as a best friend in the Costco. And I'd be damned if I sit up there and let a man label me as a best friend in Costco and I give up anything to be in Costco with a man that don't even claim me. You got me fucked up. Baby, Bronwyn wore Britney's ass out. She wore Britney out, but we know that it was done intentionally because she didn't like that Britney was talking shit about her outfits. So now she gonna be on her head. Now everybody done pulled up the post, looking at the post, seeing what's going on. She looking dumb because he does label her as a best friend while she up there lying. And that's why I'm saying peep notes about Britney. Britney is a liar. Either you were poor, either you had money. What is that? Either you the girlfriend or you just a best friend. Like, girl, why? Like, let us know what's going on. So everybody looking at the post and they like, oh, girl, this ain't this right here. Oh, this ain't it, baby. This man that sat up there and called you best friend, Bookie Butt. No, ma'am. This is not it, girl. You need to get it together. Mary says, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why the hell do we care? Girl, Brittany said, Mary, rude. Mary said, yeah, just like you was the other day. I was not rude. Yeah, you are. You are. Okay. I mean, just like that. I don't understand why we are supposed to care. I don't care about you or your boyfriend. Like, what's going on? And then Brittany says, well, isn't this a group of friends? And then Mary's like, I don't know, bitch. I don't even know you. Okay. Talk about friends, bitch. I don't know you like that, girl. Period. Okay, so Brittany says, well, do you want me to care about you, Mary, and the things that you have going on? And then Mary's like, not really, because I ain't really asked you to do shit. Okay, girl, I ain't asked you nothing. Girl, hollering. Mary was wearing Britney out. So then Lisa and Whitney tells her, girl, listen, he playing you, okay? Lisa, like, listen, ma'am, okay? This ain't it, okay? I think that you deserve more than just a best friend label. You need to know what's really going on with this relationship. And then Whitney was like, yeah, I had dinner with both of you guys, and I really like him. I think he's a great guy. But at the same time, it was giving that you are definitely a bit more into him than he is into you. And I'm sorry, but that's just the vibe that I got. Okay. Like, he's literally calling you like a best friend. Like, are you okay with that? She was like, no, I'm not. I'm not okay with that. I don't like it. It hurts my feelings. Okay, it hurts your feelings, but you running up being all excited to tell everybody that's your man. And he calling you best friend. And then here was the gag for me. She said it's a really big deal that he posted me on his page because he doesn't post anybody. He's never posted anyone else on his page. BITCH, why do you give yourself these delusions? But you are giving unhinged. You're giving, I don't know what the hell you got going on. Okay? Because how would this man have a whole fiance and have never posted her at all? But for some reason thought that it was okay to post you because you're the best friend. Go away from us with this, Britney. Stop selling yourself dreams and hopes, girl. Stop that. You look a fool. So Heather speaks on a lot going on. And this is where I felt like Heather was being messy as hell because I feel like that was nobody's business, okay? Heather says, guys, listen, just stop. If you love me and you care about me, you'll just stop ragging on Britney right now. She's a lot going on. She's a lot going on with her husband and her kids right now. It's a whole lot that she's having to figure out right now. And it's like, BIT, we don't give a damn about her husband and her kids, her ex-husband and her kids. But we over here talking about Jerry Osmond. But since you want to throw it out there, let's get into the tea. What's going on? Okay. Not you want people to stop messing with this lady over this situation and then bring up the real issues happening in her life for people to pounce on her more. I see you, Heather, girl. I'm here for it, but I see you just a little bit. I see you, girl. I saw what you did. You wanted them to stop arguing or jumping on this lady's case, but then you feed them something else to jump on her case about. Wow. Okay, just stop. Okay. So they're like trying to get into business. Like, what's really going on? What's up with that? She said, it's just something with my kids, my two oldest daughters. Like, they won't even talk to me. But I'll get into that later because, I'm really not ready to talk about it. Like, it's just not the time. Okay. I just rather talk about this man that I have my head so wrapped around because they don't matter in this moment. And he was the only one worth making an announcement about. So please, guys. So Mary said, but you was comfortable telling us about a man, huh? What's going on with you? Girl, you need some soul searching. Mary was wearing Britney. Mary was wearing Britney ass out. Britney over there talking about something. I'm kind, okay? Mary said, oh, you're kind? You're kind? If you're so kind, then why don't your kids want to have anything to do with you? Girl, why won't you make an amends? Why don't you make amends with your kids, bitch? Hollering. So Mary says that she's triggered because it reminds her of her mom and how her mom often ran behind a man. She talks about how they weren't fed, they ran wild and all of that. So I'm like, okay, Mary, so what's your T2? Because you saying that y'all weren't poor, but if y'all weren't fed, were y'all poor? I'm still confusion about your life too, bitch. So was you poor or was you not? Because you slick me talking like y'all was poor and y'all didn't have it all. But then when somebody clock it, you say that that's not what it was. So which one is it? And being that your grandmama was this pastor and had all of this money and everything, I would think that y'all about had some financial stability, with your mom potentially, possibly. Maybe that's why they have shit. Everything was passed down to you. They was mad. Like, I'm a little confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on there? Anywho, so Britney tells Mary, you know what, Mary? You know what? Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't you ever mention my kids again. Don't you ever bring them up and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, girl, Mary didn't bring your kids up. You did. And matter of fact, you want to be upset, you need to yell down there at Heather. Because Heather the one that exposed you just a bit. Nobody would be talking about your kids had Heather not said adopt. Okay? But she did. All Mary is doing is asking you why you don't have no relationship with him. You want to talk about a man, but let's talk about your kids. That would matter more than a man that's sometimey and flip-floppy with your ass, okay? So she tells her to shut up, and then Mary's like, baby, don't you tell me to shut up. She's giving you need to shut the hell up. How about that? You just shut the fuck up. How about that? So yeah, she talking about Mary was attacking her as a mama. It's like, girl, nobody attacking you. It's no mama. Girl, shut up. So Bronwyn says, listen, okay, at the end of the day, bitch, I just want to learn more about you, Britney, okay, than what's on the surface, because it's giving unhinged, girl, okay? It's giving agent of chaos, bitch. It's giving chaotic as fuck. That's what you're giving me, okay? And she's like, what do you mean, household? She was like, I mean, girl, 1 minute you on again, 1 minute you off again, bitch. 1 minute you in a Costco cart, bitch, okay? 1 minute you don't know if you're a girlfriend or a best friend, bitch. You just sat up there called Mary poor. You done called me a hoarder. I'm just trying to figure you out because you got a lot going on, okay? Damn, it's giving you the one that's in a costume and you ain't even wearing it. You are the costume, bitch, okay? So what's going on underneath, honey? Baby, they was ready, and Heather had been waiting on the perfect moment to get on Bronwyn's case, okay? Bronwyn was over there talking about, you need to get the words together. It's the words, girl. We got to help you with the words. The poor, hoarder, girlfriend, best friend. We got to help you. And then Heather said, oh, you want to talk about words? You want to talk about words? We can really get into some words, girl, because the words that you had to say about Whitney was not giving what you're trying to give now. Because when I was over there with Lisa and you in the car, you had a lot of disparaging things to say about Whitney. And now all of a sudden you want to be best friends, buddy. Act like you're good and cool. Is that what's really going on? All right. And then Whitney's like, wait, Heather, what are you talking about? Bronwyn's already told me that. She's already had that conversation. She's already told me how she felt about that night. And I'm like, girl, lies. Bronwyn ain't tell you everything. Bronwyn was over there making you seem like, oh, it was funny from what you did. I don't recall Bronwyn telling you that you could have did better. And she didn't like how you handled Lisa. Cut it out. All right. Anywho, there's that. Bronwyn deflects. Okay. So Lisa jumps into the conversation because Heather asked Lisa about it. And then Lisa was like, well, yada, yada, yada. And then Bronwyn tried to defend herself and then tells Lisa to stop yelling. And I said, okay, deflection. Okay, because let's not. Now you're trying to tell the girl stop yelling when she really ain't. Okay. So Bronwyn was like, Lisa didn't defend her, and she wasn't the only yes, she said she wasn't the only person that said something. Like, Lisa didn't even defend me, and I wasn't the only person that said something. Listen, regardless of whether you were the only person that said something or not, you're the only person that's trying to be buddy with Whitney. And because you're trying to be buddy with Whitney, you was just talking shit about her. So yeah, why would she come to your defense for real? Okay. And if Lisa did come to your defense in defending how you reacted, then that means that she couldn't be mad at Angie for what Angie did. So Lisa really came out better, just kind of like slick, like I ain't got nothing to do with it. Whatever y'all want to do, that's on y'all. Okay, but you do give a little bit of flip flopping, just to me. Now Whitney calls out the ladies ganging up on her and using her trauma against her, and she and Lisa got back into another argument about the podcast and stuff. Whitney eventually apologizes to Lisa. Lisa tells her like, "Girl, I appreciate the apology, but basically, if we gonna beef, girl, we gonna beef forever." So she still wants beef with Whitney. All right, you need to be worried about Angie. And I feel like in a minute, Bronwyn gonna turn on YouTube. Okay. Now Whitney invites them on the trip. Everybody's excited. Meredith says that she don't know if she'll be available, child. Whitney says, well, hey, if Meredith doesn't want to go, that's fine. If you don't want to come, great. I hope you don't. Loved it. The energy that Whitney is bringing to the ladies, I'm not mad at it in this moment, okay? I'm not mad at it because each lady got their good, each lady got their bad. And right now, I'm on Whitney's good. Whitney's on my good side. But as soon as she start flipping, she probably gonna be on the outs, okay? But I'm here for it. A good 2 episodes back to back. Good 2 episodes. This episode was really good. Like she really got my girl Mary like up there. Okay, she got Mary turned up. Okay, and Mary was with the SHI. She wasn't running. She wasn't walking off no scene. She was like, "Shut me up. You shut me up. Shut me up. Shut me up." Okay. How about that? Let's do. You come over here and you do it, baby. Oh God, Miss Mary is with that action, honey. I was like, let's get it. But listen, honey, I just wanted to come and give y'all that little tidbit or whatnot. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Let me know how y'all felt about everything that we just talked about when it comes to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, honey. I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jami, that's me. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.